Okay, so when I initially did this event, I forgot to check OBS to see if my mic was still working because I had an update for my computer and it affected my sound. So I fixed it with recording the actual sound from the game and stuff, but I completely forgot to check my mic. Um, so basically with this event here, this guy had found some old documents for an ancient game that involved like breaking pots or getting darts in pots or whatever. And so he's remembered like the rules and stuff for it, so he's gonna have us play it, with the exception of you drinking and then writing a poem. So basically that was the penalty for losing in the game, is you would drink some alcohol and try writing a poem after drinking some alcohol. Or at least that was the impression I was under when I read it. So I'm not going to read this one because it's already going too quickly. I don't even know if I'll be able to keep up with it myself when I follow it. But there are two other ones I did from the event for this. So this is going to be quite a long clip. So I hope you guys please forgive me for this. Dunce me did not check my settings like I should have. I think I might move the mic to the top just so I can keep a better eye on it. Well, not that I'll see it anyways, because when I have Genshin up, I don't get to see what the application looks like. It's only when I'm doing my live streaming that I actually see it. Which is good, because that means I have it ready for tomorrow, which is when I live stream. Yeah, so anyways, I think him almost, yeah, I think he's almost done explaining the rules. Yeah, he's almost done setting up the rules. Or not setting up the rules, explaining the rules. And it's about to start. So this is the explanation about it. You have to, it's not like ambers. It's more like yao-yaos. So I think I did pretty good. I mean, you only need to get like 600 points for this, and I got like 900 something, I think. So that's just me reading out the stuff. Alright, now you guys get to see me actually do the thing. And I was also looking over what the Ring of Rights does. And the Rings of Rights basically double the points. And this is me like checking them out and reading them and stuff like that. So, oh, and then the sparkly pots are kind of like power-ups. So yeah, it's always good to go for those. So let's see what we're gonna do now. It's probably me still reading it. Yeah, that's me still reading off the descriptions of the pots. Oh my god. I can't believe I did this again. I am such a dunce. I keep saying I'm gonna make sure that I don't. Because that's how I am. I'm a dunce. So yeah. And then it explains it again in the beginning. Come on. Hurry up. Oh my god, I don't realize how slow my reading is until I actually have to sit here and watch it. This is awful. I mean, it's probably not so bad for people who don't want to actually look at anything. But, like, yeah. This kind of sucks. I don't even know how long this video clip is. It seems close to 30 minutes. But then again, I haven't cut off the tail end of it. So, might be a little bit more than that before I trim it. We'll see. And then look, this is what power-up does. Wait, am I able to move on this stage? I don't think I tried moving. And we're not actually sitting. I just realized that. I never noticed that when I was actually doing this, but we're not sitting. I just re-upped the thing. And then I targeted the other one to re-up it again. And that was actually the end of it. I didn't realize it was actually the end until it happened. And this is me claiming my rewards and stuff from doing it, and daily stuff because that's what it counts towards. I mean, I like getting shit from events, especially if it's free shit. Alright, so this one.
I wonder what my dear sister Lynette is doing right now.
Yeah, I just like warped up and then realized everything was down. I didn't want to sit in the chair by accident. This type of game sure is inspiring. What new game? Traveler, good timing. I happen to need someone to playtest my new game. Look here, I'm calling this game Inspiration Eruption. It perfectly captures the entire process of how we poets create poetry. You mean drinking, drinking, and more drinking? Hilarious! Though using wine to let one's creative juices flow is certainly a good idea. However, wine alone is not enough to inspire truly extraordinary poetry. Before we write a poem, we have to start by seeking out inspiration. Some like to travel, some prefer solitude, while others really enjoy using wine to stimulate their creativity. Venti, cough cough. This is the most challenging part, since we cannot pinpoint where inspiration lies. So most of the time, we feel like we haven't found our muse and become anxious and depressed. But in truth, inspiration has already visited us and left its mark inside our heads without us ever knowing. At the right juncture, they will come bursting out and take the form of a great poem or a painting or something else. Are you so you bleh. Are I couldn't say it. Ha ha ha. Of course. The process of making poetry is quite clear and easily understood. It just so happens that there are a few tabletop game designers in Mondstadt interested in my idea. After some discussions and a few brainstorming sessions, we finally came up with Inspiration Eruption. You can try it right now if you're interested. Play a few rounds and maybe you'll become a poet yourself. This is explaining the mechanics. I'm not going to try reading it again. Considering I got tongue twisted on the response I picked during the dialogue at that last junction. So yeah, that's a thing. So basically you build up these things and then after a time they release and do burst damage. That's it. That's all it is. So the tricky thing about doing those are the special enemy things, Mythic Nexus. The thing about these, though, is it seems like each one has a different type of elemental theme with it. So I think it was Vaporize, Electrocharged, and Frozen. So all the reactions with water, except for the Dendro ones, are applicable for this first one that we end up doing.
The best way to travel.
So yeah, that's me just collecting my commission stuff because it just stacked up like crazy, and also my battle pass stuff because yeah. Okay, give it a try. Now I don't really actually need to talk about this because it's combat. So that's me just reading over the thing. So yeah, it was Vaporized, Electrocharged, and Frozen. So everything was like water-based reactions. So I made a slightly different team than I normally do. I went with Chi-Chi, Raiden, I think. go with Raiden next? Or no, I went with Kazuha next. That's what it was. Then Raiden, and then Chincho? No, I did Raiden last. Oh wait, no, I did Rosaria. That's right, because the freeze. I wanted to get the freeze going on because freezing enemies is very convenient. Let me tell you. And Rosaria does additional damage with the spear that she has against targets that are
Orders
frozen
given.
when she drops the ice
Orders
school thingy.
received.
So that's why I did
Reply.
that.
The wind knows
And
me.
Kazuha's always
One
great
with
for
wind
spreading
and
stuff.
cloud.
No, my sword! Let me weave you a shiver! Judgment!
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the
Into the
first time I
wind.
didn't actually realize that the meter was
Rain
right
outlines
above
your
my health
fate.
bar for this.
Ring cutter, lights out.
The wind knows me.
Yeah, you can't run! Shiver! Huh? Judgment!
Opening box of Adepti tricks. Rise.
Into the wind. Clouds high. The birds come.
Let me weave you a...
Yeah.
You can't run!
Yeah.
One with nature.
Yeah.
The wind knows me.
Orders given. Orders received. Go.
Into the wind. Fallen leaves. Adorn my nut.
No, my sword! Ring cutter!
Yeah.
And there we go. Got it all complete now. And this one I got the score needed for it, no biggie. So it turned out really good. Alright. So, collecting my rewards now for those and advancing my battle pass level. So, the next one is a different one. I actually had some fun with the next one because it's kind of like a puzzle. The next painting is... Right, it's this one. What are you doing? You are Traveler. Your reputation precedes you. I heard so much about you from my colleagues and was wondering if you would grace this grand event. And as luck would have it, here you are. It is truly an honor to meet you. There are many things I wish to introduce to you before that. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Batlo, a painter. You should be quite familiar with this profession, no? But in addition to being a painter myself, I am also an art conservator. No matter what type of damage a painting has suffered, whether it was burnt, chewed on by rodents, rotted by mold, or any similar matter, as long as it is in my hands, I can restore the painting to its original, most perfect state. Restoring paintings? Do you just repaint them? Ha ha ha! Of course not! Were I to just repaint them exactly as they were, that would be called copying. What we art conservators must do is restore a piece of artwork to its most original, pristine condition. Every detail, from the colors to the brushstrokes, even the material of the canvas itself, must be exactly the same as the original painting. That sounds amazing, isn't it? It takes exceptional painting skill as well as uncommonly keen and detailed image perception. Which is why I simply haven't been able to hire any capable assistants. I mean, if a painter has both exceptional skill and a keen perception of the smallest detail, then why not just focus on their own work instead of helping restore that of other artists? Not to mention how this job doesn't pay well, and how people often think of us as a bunch of copycats with mediocre skills. But every job just needs to be done by someone, wouldn't you agree? Art is a precious thing. An outstanding painting can carry history, stories, and emotions, and of course, its market value. No matter what others think, as an artist myself, I cannot stand idly by and watch those paintings deteriorate. But, as I just said, this job doesn't pay well and is often misunderstood. Though I've been busy trying to recruit assistants, as you can see, as of now, I'm still the only one doing the job. That's why I'm here today. I want to educate people about what an art conservator does, and perhaps it'll be able to recruit me a few more people. However, though I have yet to find an assistant, I have received numerous commissions to restore ancient paintings. These old paintings come from Mondstadt and Liowa. They include landscapes, figures of animals, and even crown drawings from children. You restore crown drawings too? In principle, as long as it's a painting, it's a valid commission. Besides, even a child's crown drawing contains the hard work they poured into it. Who is to say it may not be their first step to becoming an artist one day? So, it's understandable that their parents would come to me to restore it. Your expression says you haven't even managed to convince yourself. What? No, not at all. I am absolutely not exasperated by these sorts of requests. I just have to study crown drawings a bit. Traveler, if you could, would you be willing to do me a favor? As you can see, I'm the only one here, but to restore a painting, I need to go out and find the relevant scenery painted therein. You need to go out and find the original scenery? Alas, indeed. Not only that, I also have to do all kinds of research on materials relevant to the painting. For example, how the scenery and animals depicted look like at the time they were painted. Fortunately, the paintings I'm currently commissioned to restore aren't too old, so things shouldn't have changed drastically. I was about to head out to study the original locations, but as you know, the wilderness is a dangerous place for those more adept with the brush than the sword. That's why I'd like to ask you to find the relevant scenery for me. I'm not artistically gifted. No worries, I have already prepared everything that you'll need. I've done this before when hiring others to help me in the past. Look, this is a photo of the painting, to be restored and to have already marked the key landmarks in it. All you need to do is find the location and take photos of the marked objects with this camera and you're done. So I just need to take photos. That's right, but you ought to familiarize yourself with the painting before taking the picture. You need to feel their aesthetic and artistic sense. Let the paintings linger in your mind. As long as you understand them, perhaps you'll be able to sense the entire process of how these paintings were done while taking photos. Sketching, outlining, coloring, refining the details. You mean like a hallucination? You are correct. To me, art is a type of hallucination. What an artist must do is capture the hallucination in detail and express it objectively. Believe me, this study, the photo I give you, you will surely feel the artistic hallucinations within. Or just study, excuse me. I entrust this task to you, traveler, and I shall start on restoring these paintings. Right, the next one is... Alright, so we have a couple different locations. And the reason why I say these are kind of like puzzles is because when you find the location for the viewpoint to do this with, you kind of have to move it around and match it up like a puzzle piece with the rest of the thing. So the first two I did had only two things, but I think the third one had three or something like that. That was my water bottle clicking. I am sorry. I'm going to be getting me a little sip of water. I went to the wrong waypoint because the marker for that was right above the church one, or the bell tower one, I should say. Yeah, so if you get it close to what it is, it'll automatically line it up when it has that beeping thing. You'll see it in a sec. It actually dinged a little bit, and then I realized where it lines up at. Yep. And then Down Reiner was the next one that I did. I actually didn't realize it was marked on the mini-map from the spot I was on. That's why I brought up the big map. And of course I couldn't resist breaking the iron ore to get it. I wonder how old the Dawn Winery building is. And then the last one is in Storm Terror's lair. Of course, I stopped each time to collect rewards because I'm silly like that. Now, this was the one I think I had 3 parts to it. But of course, I had to climb up some walls first before I could get up there. I know I could have used Wanderer. I know. I just didn't feel like switching. Because this is my exploration team for Fontaine. And I was being lazy. Okay, so that's the first one. I think I went to the lake next. Yeah, I did the lake next. I think a little tiny, I guess that's a pond instead of a lake. Kind of on the small side. And then I found the part that's the last section. And there we go. It does actually look kind of pretty. And then that's actually it for this part of the event because there's not anything else that comes out until tomorrow. So I've already got that all done and taken care of. And then I was just checking out the book. And super excited that I got the book already. But then I had a little bit of a dilemma. Because when I read this stuff on the book, but I'm about to read it. Getting rid of all the new notifications on things. But I'm reading what the book does. I'm like, oh, this might work really well with Nouvelette. So then I go pull up Nouvelette, and I look at what he's got on him, and he's got the prototype Amber, which increases HP. And it's like, oh, this actually increases his attack a lot, and it does pseudo healing. This is actually a really good one over the event one to use for him. Like, both of them would have been great. I might, if I get Risley, I might put the event weapon on him. Because he seems like he could probably use that fairly well too. So yeah, I'm going to be definitely leveling that up and ranking it up to max when I unlock it. Also, I was trying to figure out what these, what was it called? It's something that gets dropped by the burst. And I was trying to find what they do, because it's not really explained. And then I also realized that a bunch of different elemental effects stack to increase his attack up to obnoxious levels. Which is like, oh shit, this is going to be great. Because I have a bunch of characters I can do that with. So, like, if I did Toma and his burst, and he's breathes fire, and then Raiden with her thing, and then Chi-Chi, yeah, that's, or maybe I can use Yao Yao. So it was the source water droplets. Like, I don't know what those do. I was trying to figure out what it does. I was going through and reading shit, and, like, nothing, like, mentions them, really. And when I have to, like, I guess look up a guide that explains what those source water droplets do, I want to say they, like, restore HP or something, but I don't know for sure. Because there's been times where I've run into it and did absolutely nothing, but I wasn't actually using Nuvolette, I was using a different character, so I don't know what it does. I haven't really played Nuvolette. Maybe I should ask my friend once not. He's played Nuvolette more than I have, so... But yeah, that's something I'm going to have to talk to him about later. Yeah, that's me trying to see if they deal damage and if it's listed in the normal attack thing for whatever reason. That was just me being silly, but I had to check everywhere because I'm like, where does it say this? It's like, this does not explain what this thing does. Maybe their energy? Question mark? I don't know. So yeah, that's when I decided I'll just keep the prototype Amber on him because of the HP increase that it does and his stuff scales with his HP. Yeah, this is me debating whether to switch it and then deciding to just go with the prototype Amber. Especially since I already got the prototype Amber fairly highly leveled and ranked. And this is me deciding that the next time I get a thing for Catalyst, I'm going to build another prototype Amber. And then that's where I'm ending it, so this is it for now, and I'll see you guys later!